Hey, you. Yeah, you. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover. Well, what can you say about this individual? The last couple of years, this guy has basically taken over every single division of the entertainment business. He's an actor, he's a comedian, he's a writer, he's a director, and apparently he's a DJ. Or he used to be. Maybe he still is. I don't know. I don't see him. I mean, like, I'll be honest with you. I'm old school. Every time I think of a DJ, I think of a guy scratching the records. I mean, I'm assuming he has talent. He can do stuff like that. Not just one of these dudes that can just flip a laptop and push play. So I don't know. To me, that's not a DJ. But he used to go by the name DJ MC DJ. So there's a little fun fact for you. And how he got the name Childish Gambino, he actually went on the Wu-Tang website where you put your full name in and it gives you the Wu-Tang name. I actually did that for my name and it came out Wacko Bastard. So I always knew I was related to ODB. Rest in peace. So anyways, I always thought this guy was really talented. I've seen his stand-up. I think he's very funny. He has a very strong presence. As a writer, I knew he wrote for certain shows like Saturday Night Live. He's the director of his own show on Atlanta, which airs on Fox FX. If you're not watching it, you should watch it. The first season really gives you an idea of what Atlanta is all about, and it's basically a story about him and his cousin. His cousin is a rapper, and he's just, being his agent and, kind of his mentor, I guess, and just, helping him along the way with his career. The second season of that show really, I don't know, to me anyway, almost turned into like a black version of Seinfeld. I mean, there's just so many storylines that don't really connect with each episode, and they're just like little mini movies. I mean, there's one episode where his one buddy wants to pick up an old school piano, and he shows up to this like weird mansion, and this guy opens the door, and he basically looks like if Michael Jackson had a kid with James Brown. And it's played by Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover. And it's just really just creepy looking at the episode. And everyone just assumed it was just him being a Michael Jackson type. And, of course he said, no, it's just, someone, whatever. Of course, even if that was the case, he can't say that, because lawsuit. But, it's just a really cool season. I mean, both seasons are really good. So I encourage anybody out there to check it out. And as a rapper, he's really great as well. I mean, he's created a lot of great songs like Heartbeat, Sober. He recently just came out with an LP, which only has 2 tracks. I mean, most LPs, don't have more than like 6-7 tracks anyway, but for 2 tracks, it's pretty solid. Now the rumor is that this will be his last album. Although being an LP, this will be his last album. This is going to be the last time he's ever going to perform as a singer, rapper on an album. So there's only 2 tracks. Summertime Magic, which is a very, feel-good track, talking about the summer. And he just made a visual for the video, Feels Like Summer, which has got a lot of people talking. Now, I've watched this video multiple times for many different reasons. 1, the visuals are great. 2, the song is awesome. And 3, he is, I don't know if he's taking a lot of shots at people. I don't know if he's trying to open our eyes up to a lot of the things that are going on within hip hop, or just, the media he's growing up with. But, yeah, it's getting a lot of people talking. So for this podcast, I would just basically love to give my interpretation or just throw out some ideas out there what I think this video is about, because I've been hearing a lot of different things about this video. I usually don't do this just for one specific video, but this is a really cool video, and this could be his last video ever, so who knows? Let's see what happens. But I would like to get into it as much as I can, and yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Do it now. Come on. I'm sorry. Anyways, yeah, so the video starts off. I've been told it looks a lot like the famous cartoon The Boondocks, which it really does. I mean, like the animation. I wasn't the biggest fan of that show. I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm not saying I liked it a lot, but I thought it was an okay show. A lot of people seem to like it. Had a big cult following, that's for sure. But yeah, that's what it seems like it's taken after. And for the video, I think it works. Childish Gambino seems to be a very simple guy at heart, so yeah, I think it's pretty cool that he did it this way. You can feel it in the streets. On a day like this, the heat, it feel like summer. I feel like summer. I feel like summer. Now let's be honest. On a hot day, you feel the heat, obviously. I think that's basically what he's talking about. When you're walking the street, you're just, feeling the heat on you, and it feels good, especially after a long winter, or, you're waiting for spring to kind of finish up, so you can officially have that heat, it feels really nice. But at the same time, he's saying, on a day like this, the heat. His career right now is basically on fire. I mean, like I said, he's, been doing a lot of things. Finally, the public eye has seen his potential, and he's getting a lot of awards for his show Atlanta, and he's getting recognized for a lot of his talent. Finally, I mean, he's always had a cult following for a while, but I think finally he's hit a little bit of mainstream. So maybe he's talking about that. Maybe he's finally feeling the heat. Maybe he's feeling a little bit of pressure of, can I keep this up, or can I have a number one record in the summer, or does it really matter? As long as people feel what I'm producing, that's good enough for me. You can feel it in the streets. On a day like this, the heat, I feel like summer. She feel like summer. This feel like summer. I feel like summer. First of all, I just want to point out that I can't sing, I can't rap, so I do apologize for my whiteness for reading these lyrics, okay? So let's just get that out of the way, okay? I don't want to hear any shit about that. I'm just reading it in my, sort of deep voice, so please forgive me. So again, he's just, saying that everyone's feeling the summer, A lot of people look forward to the summer, especially if you're Canadian, We basically have... if we're lucky, 3 months of summer, and a lot of people just look forward to it. Me personally, I remember growing up and listening to the Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff, Summertime. It was just a feel good track. I mean, like in the summer, people just want to go out and have fun and just like enjoy themselves. So in many ways, like I think he's saying that just everyone just wants to feel the summer. They just want to have a good summer feel, and and just roll with it. 7 billion souls that move around the sun, rolling faster, not a chance to slow down. Men who made machines that want what they decide, parents trying to tell the children, please slow down. So now we went almost from, having a good summer feel to almost talking about global warming, Again, I'm not gonna lie to you. I am Canadian. I have absolutely feeling the global warming here. I mean, me personally, I'm a bigger white guy, so anything above 20 to 25, especially on a humid day, I'm gonna feel it. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I gotta turn off my AC, my fan, like everything when I'm recording these things because I don't want any noise, whatever. So I am literally sweating bullets right now. So you're welcome. But no, I'm just saying. I mean, like you do feel it. So I mean, that Al Gore really knows his shit. But I thought for a while it was bullshit because I mean, like you take trips to Florida when you're a kid, and you're like, Toronto will never be like this, and yeah, global warming is finally kicking in. So it's kind of cool that he actually talks about this. And he's telling people who. Made machines. Maybe he's talking about, like all the stuff that's like polluting the air, or just simple things like, AC. Like we're wasting all this energy to try to, stay inside and just, like ignore what's out there. But we still got to get out there. We still got to live lives. So, and as parents, I'm personally not a parent, but I understand. The pain of parents, just trying to tell their kids, look, slow down, enjoy your life, don't rush, take your time with it, and yeah, it's cool that he's saying that, I mean, Childish Gambino's never been the type of guy to like talk about jewelry or cars and bullshit. I don't know, Gucci gang, whatever the fuck, I don't know. But yeah, he's always been pretty deep like that. So I think it's pretty cool he said that. I know, oh, I know you know that pain. I'm hoping that this world will change. Oh, I hope this world will change. But it just seems the same. It is not the same. I understand what he's saying. He's saying that a lot of people want the world to change, but it's changing anyway. I mean, the world is constantly changing anyway. Like I said before, nothing's going to stop that. And even as parents, you just hope that your kid will change over time, even if he's a good kid now, you just hope that he will learn from his mistakes. And summertime is let's not forget that most kids have summertime off, if they're in school. So hopefully they enjoy it, they learn a couple things, and they don't fuck up. They just want to enjoy themselves, and they stay the same, that like they don't lose their inner child, their inner childish Gambino, I guess. So yeah, that's nice that he said that. Every day gets hotter than the one before. Running out of water, it's about to go down. Go down. Air that kills the bees that we depend upon. Birds were made for singing, waking up to no sound. No sound. Again, that's a deep line. I mean, that's got, obviously it's got somewhat to do with summer, but a lot of us just enjoy, a lot of these things, and we just take them for granted, Me personally, I got a bad history with bees. I mean, I don't know, maybe I should talk about that in a podcast in the future, but at the same time, yeah, they're very good for our environment, and me being half Greek, I depend on them for my honey. So, take care of them. And birds were definitely made for singing, that's for sure. It's nice to wake up sometimes and just hear them. Sometimes it's annoying, if you got a hangover, but, birds are also meant to fly as well, And I think it's kind of like a metaphor for what he's saying about humans, is that, we just don't want to wake up one day and, not hear all this, not see all this. So, we got to take care of the earth, and, so we can just keep enjoying the next summer. and for the next generations to take care of summer as well and enjoy it. I know, oh, I know you know my pain. Whoa, no, no, no. I'm hoping that this world will change. This world will change. Yeah. But it just seems the same. Whoa. I know, oh, I hope we change. I really thought this world could change, but it seems like the same. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like he said he wanted to retire. I mean, maybe he feels that like his lyrics aren't making a difference, and he just wants to go out on one more heartfelt message. But also, yeah, I think a lot of times like we feel very frustrated in our efforts towards something else. It's not like you got to be a singer or actor. I mean, to make a difference. I mean, even in the average profession, a lot of times we get frustrated with our job, and we sometimes wonder like, are we making a difference? Are we gonna make a change in our lives? Not just for us, just people around us, our family and friends, and the frustration's there. I can feel it. So it's again, that's deep that he said that. It shows that he's got a lot of heart, and he actually cares about his lyrics, and he cares about the message that he puts out there. But like a lot of artists out there that actually really do care about what they're saying, they sometimes wonder if it's making a difference. I know, oh, my mind is still the same. I'm hoping that this world will change, but it just seems the same. I know, oh, I hope we change. It's almost like a last plea. I mean, this could be the very last verse that he says. I'm going to stay the same, but I'm still hoping that this world will change. I'm still going to keep trying to make a difference. Like I said before, Childish Gambino has always been, like he gets a lot of criticism sometimes because like he'll do something and the next thing he'll switch to something else, and then he'll do this and this and this. Like I find for the most part, like if you're a really smart person, you get bored very easily, and you just want to try different things. So he's got a big following, like I said before. Not just with his music, just with him, being himself. And maybe saying here, maybe it's time for me to just hang it up, but I'm still going to stay the same, and I'm still going to keep pushing my message. Maybe it won't be through this, but just through a different medium. And yeah, I hope we all change. We have to change at some point. Like when we were younger, we think we're going to live forever, but eventually, yeah, we got to change. So overall, personally, I think the lyrics of this song is, it's very simple, but it's very, very powerful at the same time. He's not only just talking about himself and how he feels about others changing, but the actual weather changing, which is pretty cool. So like a lot of, like how many rap songs do you know that actually talk about global warming? So it just shows like how creative he is, and how a very simple message can be delivered in a very powerful way. Like I said before, I really hope this isn't his last song, and I hope he keeps making music. Now to talk about the actual video and all its visuals. Feels like summer. Now, if you haven't watched this video yet, I suggest you go on YouTube and you put in Childish Gambino, Feels Like Summer. Now, if you're, let's say, probably between, I'm going to assume 10 to 30, you follow rap, You're going to recognize most of the people in this video. If you're a little bit older, just enjoy the song for what it's worth. But either way, it's definitely worth checking out. The video starts off with just a very black screen, and right in the middle, there's a very thin line of, I guess you can call it, sunlight. And it opens up to a window, and the blinds are closed. And it's like when you first wake up, you kind of get an idea of, if it's sunny out there or whatever, because it's peeking through the blinds or the curtains, whatever you got. And you get a really good idea of how the day is going to start off. Then you see Childish Gambino walking down the street. He's in the middle of the street, just walking by himself, wearing a shirt, long sleeve shirt, jeans, running shoes. He's got the beard going. He's got the hair not combed. Which, by the way, I just want to point this out. Again, I don't mean to sound racist or anything like that, but again, this is more proof that black people can handle the heat way better than white people. If I was wearing what he was wearing, again, I'm a bigger guy, I get it, but if I was wearing what he was wearing on a sunny, bright day like that, I would be roasting my ass off. Just wanted to put that out there. Anyways, but his clothes seem to be a little ripped up, but he doesn't care. He's got his hands in his pockets. He's just walking down the street and just chilling. What I find interesting is, I was going to say he's not walking on the sidewalk, but it doesn't appear to be any sidewalks. It's one of those weird neighborhoods, that have no sidewalks. I don't know. It reminds you of Mississauga or something. But yeah, I don't know. I personally never liked those. But anyways, yeah, you got no choice but to walk in the middle of the street. And actually, what I find interesting is that he's walking away from the sun. So he's walking away from the heat. So, he doesn't want to face the heat. He just wants to, do his own thing and just listen to his music. Now, at one point when he's just walking down the street, he just doesn't seem to have a care in the world. At one point they just show the sun, and you can tell the sun's really hot because it's got that like kind of heat waves, and yeah, it just you can tell it's pretty hot out there. I mean, it's giving you that idea that it's really hot. Like even the colors, it's just orange, red, yellow. It really does give you that feeling that it's really hot outside. And I'm just assuming that this is where he grew up in Atlanta. He maybe he's walking towards his house. I don't know. I went to Atlanta once, and I tell people all the time, like if you think Florida's hot, Atlanta's hell. I mean, literally, I didn't realize how hot it was until I stepped outside and I started just dripping sweat. And I remember at one point I looked straight ahead and I saw literally heat waves in the air. So there's a reason why they call it Hot Atlanta. And I also think that's another reason why they say a lot of like Atlanta rappers don't really fight with each other. There's no beefs because I think it's just too fucking hot out to do anything, I mean, because you'd have to go outside, you have to go to the person's house or meet them in their neighborhood, and you know what? You're just like, fuck it, it's too hot. I'm just gonna go chill inside and I don't know, play some Xbox or something. So yeah. Then all of a sudden, two kids run across him, just crossing the street, and those two little kids, aka those two little rappers, one of them is Little Pump, and another one is Trippie Red. I'm not sure. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, so basically the last couple years, these guys have been coming up and, basically taking over the rap game. And it's kind of like the new generation. I don't think these guys are older than late teens or maybe early 20s. I don't even know. But, these are, the new kids on the block. And, they're just, they just want to see if someone wants to play with them. So what they do is they knock on the car door across the street there, and inside they see Metro Boomin, who's an awesome producer, and 21 Savage, who over the years, I felt he's just become a really good rapper. I mean, again, he's pretty young too. I think he's only in his mid-20s as well. I think both these guys are slightly older than the other two. But they're in the car. They're just smoking one, and they've worked on many tracks before, and I'm sure they're cooking up something else. And at one point, 21 Savage just looks over and just puts up his hand and just kind of just waves him off. He says, just go away. So it's like when you grow up. I mean, like you're like a certain age, maybe in your early teens, mid-teens, and you kind of look up to like maybe people that are like maybe 5 years older than you, because you think, okay, yeah, like I'm going to be there soon, so maybe these guys can like teach me some cool stuff. And sometimes it's not like a diss or anything, to brush them off or anything. It's like, guys, we're just doing our own thing, and like you will be here soon. It's like I said before. I mean, like a lot of kids are just like in a big rush to grow up, and you should just enjoy being a kid, so I don't know, maybe that's the message there. So then afterwards, Little Pump and Trippy Reed, again Triple Red, Red goes over there, and they knock on the house next door, and Kodak Black just steps out the window there, and he just looks at them and just shakes his head no. So a lot of people don't know. I believe he's still under house arrest. Kodak Black, I don't mind him. I mean, he's an acquired taste in rap, I feel, but he's still a good rapper. Personally, I think he's got a couple things he's got to work out, but especially with the law. But yeah, he cannot come out and play either. And maybe it's a reminder to kids, like if you fuck up when you're younger, yeah, you can end up where he is right now, still paying for things in your past. And yeah, you got to be aware of every action you do and learn from that. Then it goes back to Childish Gambino walking down the street. And yeah, all of a sudden, Takeoff and Quavo are just playing one-on-one basketball. Now, what's funny is Offset is off to the side, and he's wearing black. Takeoff and Quavo are both wearing white. For those of you who don't know, all three of these guys together make the trio group, the Amigos. And they're probably one of the biggest things in rap right now. I mean, these guys just produce hit after hit after hit. So what I found interesting about this is Takeoff, probably out of all three, is probably the lesser known one, because Offset is, more known for doing the mixtape with Metro Boomin and 21 Savage, and he just got married, and he just had a kid with Cardi B, so he's been in the spotlight a lot. Quavo seems to get a lot more attention out of the three. He always shows up on songs. He's just one of these chorus guys. Seems to be making a lot of money off that. I mean, like in rap, if you could be that guy, be that next Nate Dogg, be that next Akon, and just show up on tracks and just sing the chorus. I mean, you're gonna be basically set for life. Takeoff, though, I always felt was a really good rapper. He's the one holding the ball, and he's the one shooting. And I don't know if it's a psychological thing that Childish Gambino is just keeping an eye on him, or it could be that he's always focused on the person holding the ball. I always felt like, like when you watch the average basketball game, the person holding the basketball, or it just basically goes with any sport. I mean, that's the person controlling the game. I mean, the point guard is basically the quarterback of basketball. One of my favorite players growing up was Jason Kidd, and I always had a lot of respect for him because he just knew how to read the court. So maybe I'm reading a little too much into this, but anyways, what I'm trying to say is like Childish Gambino is always keeping an eye on who's got the ball next, who's the person who's going to control the game. So maybe it's got something to do with that. Also, keep in mind, the Amigos did show up in the first season of Atlanta. And when he accepted one of his awards, he actually gave a shout out to them. He said, shout out to the Amigos, Bad and Bougie. Not just because you guys showed up in my show, because I think it's a great song. And I'm sure that song, helped to get over 500 million views. So, I don't think he's disrespecting him in any way. I mean, like I said before, I think he's just always keeping an eye on someone who's, holding the ball and who's in control. And it's, again, like I said, it's kind of interesting that Offset is just, kind of just like in his own little lane, like wearing black and by himself, So I don't know. Again, maybe I'm reading way too much into this, but again, these are just ideas I'm bringing up. Takeoff then shoots the ball, and it just seems to go around the rim. Offset tries to block it, he misses, and the ball just goes rolling onto the ground. And again, it shows Childish Gambino just walking down the street, and the ball just comes up to his feet. He doesn't even look at it, and he just kicks it away. So, again, maybe it's just implying that he's still in his own lane, and he's just ignoring everything else that's in front of him. And then all of a sudden, there's a big black cloud of smoke, and then it just gets bigger and bigger, and it just takes up the whole screen. And then it shows someone barbecuing, and it's Birdman from Cash Money. Now, it's implying that he's, just cooking up the next thing, maybe the next artist he's about to sign, who knows, Maybe it's implying that the whole black cloud is always around him. Now, if you know the history with Birdman, he is co-owner of Cash Money Records. It's been around for, God, I think at least 25, 30 years. I mean, it's been around for quite a long time. But at the same time, he has not the best, reputation of always paying his artists. I mean, a lot of times I've heard stories where he doesn't pay off producers. He's owed certain artists money. I mean, if anybody knows, the whole thing with him and Lil Wayne, back and forth, just, Lil Wayne trying to get his full paycheck, through everything he's done for him. And, maybe it's implying, where there's smoke, there's fire. Then it shows Chance the Rapper, who's obviously wearing the hat that says number 3. I mean, that's his signature. And then all of a sudden, this little kid just swoops in there with yellow hair. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. At first, when I saw this, I thought this was like an image of Eminem. But then I did my research, and it's actually Jaden Smith. So, he's trying to impress him. He's got the underwear over his pants. He's got the cape on, and he's for those of you who don't know, Jaden Smith is the son of Will Smith. And he's trying to dip his feet into the rap game as well. He's received pretty good reviews for some of the stuff he's done, so, but again, I'm sure he just wants to get out of the whole, shadow that is his father, because his father, I mean, I grew up loving him with, like I said before, with Fresh Prince to, Bad Boys, everything. So, like any son, they want to grow out of their father's shadow and, just do their own thing. And he seems like he's trying to impress Chance the Rapper, who again is a very, young rapper, not old rapper, young rapper, kind of like in the middle there. And, he's just kind of, laughing it off. And, it might be implying, again, the same thing with Little Pump and Triple Red there, Triple Red. I'm going to get that right one day. When they were knocking on the door with Metro Boomin and 21 Savage, again, they just want to, get acceptance from people that are really popular and are respecting the game right now and say, hey, I'm here too, I just, want to be treated as an equal, and, I want you guys to recognize that I'm a good artist too. It's also interesting that in the background the whole time, Birdman is watching this, while he's, barbecuing. So, again, like I said before, like, if you're, producer and an owner of a company, you're always looking for that next talent. So, people are always watching you, and, just be aware of your surroundings. Then Childish Gambino looks at the other side of the street, and coincidence, who does he see? Will Smith. Just, washing his car, just very simple. He might be holding a beer or pop, I'm not sure. He's got the classic sandals with socks, going. The looks like sweat short pants and, just a tank top, and he's just chilling. He's just enjoying the day. So, like I said before, I mean, he had the big time hit Summertime with DJ Jazzy Jeff. So, yeah, and it's implying that I don't know, one day, hopefully we all should be so lucky and we can just retire. And the biggest problem we have in life is just making sure our car is clean. And then right above him, in a tree, is Azalea Banks. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know much about this woman. I just know that she starts up a lot of shit. I mean, I don't know. She's an artist. I don't know any of her songs. I mean, I think it's just implying that, if you start up a lot of shit for some reason, you're just going to basically be by yourself. At the same time, though, I think it's kind of interesting that she's, in a tree, just kind of overseeing everything. So she's seeing what's out there, but, at the same time, you burn a lot of bridges when you're younger. You're just going to be by yourself when you get older. So, I'll tell you one thing, she's from Harlem. So, yeah, she's going to get her opinions out there, and she's not going to be afraid to say it. So, that's awesome. I don't know what else to say. I mean, but yeah, you got to be aware of what you say and who you say it to. And yeah, I just hope that, she realizes that, and there's always consequences for that. So, yeah, I've never actually done that though. I've never actually stood on top of a tree, like on a branch. I actually always wanted to do that. Unfortunately, I think I was too heavy for it by the time I was 7. So I don't know. That's not going to happen either. Yeah, I always wanted to ride an elephant too, but I don't know. These are all just wishes. Anyways, but let me get back to the video. Well, the next visual is pretty obvious if you're a hip-hop fan. It's Nicki Minaj and Travis Scott playing blocks. And Travis Scott just takes away a block, and Nicki Minaj's tower just seems to crumble. So pretty much what this is implying is that Nicki Minaj and Travis Scott a couple weeks ago came out with an album at the same time, same day, same hour, I assume. And yeah, Travis Scott surprised a lot of people. He ended up having the #1 album that week, and Nicki Minaj is pretty pissed off about it. So yeah, I like both these artists. I'm not trying to play neutral guy or nothing, but I personally, don't see what the big deal is. I don't think Nicki Minaj should overreact. I don't think this is going to cost her anything. So, Travis Scott is an excellent producer. I mean, in my opinion, he's made 3 excellent albums, especially his second one. So, yeah. And Nicki Minaj is a great rapper. So, the best advice I can give to Nicki Minaj is do not go down the same route Lil' Kim did. Okay, to me, Lil' Kim, again, great rapper, but for some reason, I don't know. She always thought that everyone that came after her was taking her flow, whatever you want to call it, and just taking her style. And if anything, they're kind of paying an homage to her. So I think it's the same thing with Nicki Minaj. I think a lot of people, are influenced by her. And, if someone beats you by, one number on the charts, like, who gives a shit? I mean, you guys are all making money. You guys are all, having a good life, Who gives a shit? Just enjoy it. That's it. Plain and simple. Nicki Minaj has got to make a track with Cardi B, and then that's it, okay? That's it. I've said my piece here. Next visual is Childish Gambino looking over and seeing a game of 3-on-3 tug of war. On the one end, you got The Weeknd, Ty Dolla $ign, and Frank Ocean. Now, it's 2018. If you don't know by now who The Weeknd is, I suggest you buy a TV, get the internet, and get your head out of your ass. Because this guy is extremely talented. And yeah, he's basically, if you have him on a song, you basically got a hit. Ty Dolla $ign, same thing, especially the last year. This guy, it seems like every week this guy is on a hit song. And Frank Ocean, excellent singer. Any one of these three guys, you would be blessed to have sing on your song. On the other side of the rope, you got A$AP Rocky, Solange Knowles, and Willow Smith. A$AP Rocky, great rapper. Solange Knowles, a lot of people know her from the elevator incident with her and Jay-Z, but she's a great singer as well. And Willow Smith, who is the daughter of Will Smith, and has had the popular song Whip My Hair Back and Forth. Personally, I'm not gonna lie, I thought the Jimmy Fallon version was better. Whip my hair back and forth. But anyways, there seems to be a lot of talent in this family. So she's just basically carrying on the tradition that her father did. And yeah, that's awesome. It's interesting, though. I don't know what they're trying to imply here, with the whole tug of war. I mean, like I said before, the three singers you'd love to have on your song. Same thing with the other three as well. I mean, I just assume that The Weeknd and A$AP Rocky, they're kind of around the same age. I mean, yeah. Maybe it's implying that, again, they're just fighting over to see who can stay on top. I mean, the first three are really kicking ass. Not that the other three aren't, but, like in the music business, you're only as good as your last hit. And maybe it's just, a simple thing like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So, you always gotta, keep pulling towards your goal, or someone will end up pulling you. Next image is Soulja Boy. You gotta remember that hit for sure. If you're around the thousands. A lot of people say he was a big influence, basically just on the internet itself. I mean, just being that one artist, or maybe being like one of the first artists to really just promote yourself, and he's talking to Lil Pump and Trippie Reed, and I think I finally got that right. And it's funny how like Lil Pump is kind of confused, and then Trippie Reed is really happy, so and it's kind of funny too, because like even with Soulja Boy, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like at the time I like that Crank That song. I mean, it's pretty much the only song I liked by Soulja Boy, but I mean, that was a huge hit for him. I'm pretty sure he's still making money off that. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of money in Well, I'm not gonna say Soulja Boy was a one-hit wonder, but I mean, like I said before, that was by far his biggest hit, you know. But a lot of the, I mean, like you forget, you know, if you're my age, mid 30s, you know, you forget, like, you know, people back then were probably like, you know, maybe 12, 13, listening to this, you know, this is what they thought, you know, the future was going to be. And in many ways it is, you know, for a lot of artists just promoting their own shit. So, you know, Soldier Boy was definitely a big influence on this age group. Now, this next image is kind of interesting. It shows Childish Gambino is still walking down the street, and then it shows Future, who again, you know, seems to be on like a song every like 2 days, just riding a bike and kind of waving back. And chasing him is Drake. And at one point, Drake just stops, puts his head down, and just puts his hand up. And it's funny, like right at the lyric where Childish Gambino says "slow down." So I don't know if it's implying that Future is going a little bit faster than Drake. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. If you had to compare both artists, you know, who's doing better? I mean, I think it's by far Drake for sure. I mean, more known worldwide for sure. You know, that's not to say that people don't know who Future is. You know, but you know, it's like I said before. I mean, it seems like Future's coming out with a different album every like week or month or, you know, like whatever, some mixtape or whatever. So I don't know. Maybe Drake is implying that Future should, you know, slow down a bit. And Future's, you know, like I said before, is on a bike, you know, so it makes him a little bit faster, you know, maybe speeding up that much more faster. And, you know, Drake is on, you know, he's just walking too. So maybe it's implying just, you know, slow down, take your time. You know, you don't have to come out with an album, you know, every week, every month, whatever. And just, you know, take your time with it. You know, the music will speak for itself. Also, I wanted to point out that Childish Gambino, like when he's walking through the street, he's walking, you know, not very fast, very slow himself. You know, he's taking his time as well. Now, the next image, it shows Childish Gambino. The screen goes to black, and it shows Kid Cudi emerging from the darkness, and he seems to be kind of sad. First of all, I think it's kind of ironic that after the Drake image, you're showing a Kid Cudi image because, you know, they kind of had a little bit of a tiff back and forth. Those of you who don't know, Kid Cudi, probably his biggest song is Day and Night. He's an excellent producer as well. For the most part, he's been pretty consistent, you know, but he's had his problems in the past personally, you know, with depression, and you know, it's pretty much implied here in this video. You know, he seems kind of sad, and you know, it's not to be taken lightly. And then the next image is Kanye West. Now, Kanye West is just you know, sitting down. He's crying. I think it's kind of interesting that it showed Kanye a little bit more chunkier. You know, I'm not saying Kanye's fat or anything like that. Like, I'm definitely not one to judge. It showed him a little bit more chunkier, and it's funny too because like in the TMZ video, he implied, or not even implied, he actually just said like I you know, I did do liposuction, you know, which I don't think anybody knew about, you know. And then as he's crying, he has on a red hat that says "Make America Great Again," which I believe is something that Trump wanted to, you know, basically, you know, imply in his campaign. But, you know, I mean, that's another podcast for another time. But anyways, then all of a sudden, out of the, you know, out of the darkness, Michelle Obama comes out and gives Kanye a hug, and he opens his eyes, looks at her, she looks at him, and you know, the one thing I don't understand, like a lot of people online are saying that this is implying that Kanye West needs a black woman in order to be happy and, you know, to save him. I think that's complete bullshit. Despite what people think of Kim Kardashian, I think she's a pretty cool woman. Like I said before, I think I said this on the Kanye podcast. I don't know many women that have made 60 million off an app, or just any person that's made that much money off an app. That's not to say she's, not, she's forgiven for everything she's done. Which I'm not saying she's done anything, but I'm just saying. I mean, I think she's a cool woman, and you don't have to date a certain race of woman. Like even if you are black, to improve on your life. I mean, it's just stupid. I mean, Kanye's been through a lot in his life, and I mean, I'm not very political myself. I kind of get what Kanye is getting at, though, with the whole Trump thing. I think he just. I think it just gets to a point, like in everyone's lives, where you just don't want to fight with people anymore, and you don't want people to be angry at you, and vice versa, and you just want to get along with everyone, and you want everyone to get along with everyone. So I think that's what's basically being implied there. And I think with Michelle Obama popping up, I think it's implying that there is hope. I mean, there has been good representation in the White House in the past, and just always keep hope. I mean, there's always good people out there that will give a positive message. And don't stop believing. I can't believe I just quoted Journey there, but you know what I mean. Just keep hope alive. I can't believe I said that either. The point is, if you think positive things will happen. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm already about 52 minutes into this, and I thought this podcast was going to be a lot shorter. But I don't want to, do a half-ass review like a lot of people do, only 2 minutes, whatever. So I'll tell you what. I'm going to make this a part 2. So, same bat time, same bat channel. No, but tune in next time for Part 2, Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover.